I want to thank Surya Teja, DV Surya Teja, for taking so many efforts to make this session possible, and helping all of you be a part of this session, and working behind the scenes to make sure that you register and you get the link for the event as well. So thank you, Surya, for all your efforts. Now let's start this session now, and I would like to start the session by talking about the Young Leaders Program. What is Young Leaders Program and how it ensures that you get a advantage in your career through Young Leaders Program. So Young Leaders Program is nothing but it's a foundation program which is designed to equip young leaders like you who are currently in the pre-final years or final years with different perspectives, thinking skills, and research tools to help you achieve your career goals. Now, how we do that is something I'll come to it in a minute. But while what I want to tell you is, Young Leaders Program is much more than helping you take right career choices. It is actually a guaranteed deferred admission to people like you who are currently in the final year and pre-final year to the post-career program at Indian School of Management, Indian School of Business. And PGP at ISB is now ranked India's #1 MBA program currently, right? So if you get offer from YLP, you have a guaranteed admission to the PGP program. Only caveat is that you have to have at least 20 months of work experience before you can join the program. So you get an offer now in your pre-final year or final year, you get 20 months of work experience, and then you can come and join the Indian School of Business PGP program after those 20 months. Now, the question is, what happens in those 20 months? What happens between the time when you get a YLP offer and you join the PGP program? What all value add will YLP do to you and your career, right? So people who are YLP offered candidates, we will be organizing learning weekends for such people, right? And it is mandatory for YLP candidates to attend at least 3 learning weekends on our Hyderabad or Mohali campus, either of the two campuses. And during those 3 learning weekends, we'll be organizing various events for you, various industry visits. You'll be interacting with senior LMs, the current students. You'll be attending faculty classes. You'll be interacting with the staff. You'll be visiting facilities like library, incubation centers, and so on and so forth, right? The whole idea of this learning weekends is to give you a perspective of the ISB ecosystem, give you perspective of the MBA as a program, and to let you decide whether MBA is for you or not, and whether you want to do an MBA or not, right? The second thing which we offer to candidates as part of YLP is the TRICEP program. A TRICEP program is nothing but a program where you spend 3 weeks, 1 week each, at 3 top universities worldwide, right? So you'll be spending 1 week at ISB, 1 week at Tsinghua University, China, and 1 week at National University of Singapore in Singapore. And the cost of the program is only the flight cost for you to travel to those places. Rest all is taken care of by the respective universities in terms of your stay and your other arrangements. And during this week visit to those places, you will meet people from those universities, and not just young leaders from India, but young leaders from those countries also. You will be having a interaction with the peer group even before you join a PG program. You will be taken to corporate visits and so on and so forth. The whole idea is that within those 20 months through TRICEP and learning weekends, you get a perspective and you get to meet people and network with them and decide on your career goals, right? Now, if I take the student community, I can say that there are typically 4 types of students when it comes to higher studies for MBA. First are those who have already decided that they want to do an MBA, right? They're very clear that the eventual career goal is to do an MBA, and they're also very clear that after doing an MBA they want to get into a particular field like finance, consulting, or let's say marketing, right? And now for these people, let's say if you get a YLP offer right in your pre-final year or final year, if you get to know that in your pre-final year itself, that I now have a guaranteed admission to one of the top MBA programs in country, then I can then start uh, utilizing my efforts towards building my profile for life at ISB and beyond. I can then start, preparing for my consulting career, for my marketing career, or finance career. So if my eventual goal is to get into finance, I can start doing certifications on NCFM or other such areas. I can start, maybe doing a CFA itself, right? Because I know that MBA is taken care of. My admission there is taken care of. I don't need to now apply to a GMAT, GRE, or any other test and write SOPs. All that is taken care of. Now I can focus my efforts towards building my post MBA career on my life at ISB. And the learning weekends and tri-step program will also prepare you for that life at ISB. You already know that what it is like to expect at ISB in terms of the faculty and the course structure and the rigor. So that's what people who are already sure of doing an MBA. Now, some of you may not be sure right now whether MBA is for me or not, or whether I go in technical field, or whether I go in entrepreneurship, or whether I look at something else, and you're not currently sure that whether MBA is for me or not. Let's say after working for 2 years or after a couple of years, you realize that I think MBA is what I need to do if I need to progress in my career or get the kind of job which I'm aspiring for. And at that time, if you realize you want to do an MBA, you'll already be working somewhere. And along with work, you'll have to apply for write a test like a GRE, GMAT, or let's say CAT. And you have to apply to 7, 8 different B schools where you'll write essays and so on and so forth again, which along with your work commitments can get very stressful. But what if you already had a YLP offer at that time in your hand? So you can just take a call and say, okay, I think I need to do an MBA. I already have a YLP offer. Let me go and join the PGP program at Indian School of Business because my admission is still valid, right? After those 2 years. And you don't have to worry about writing those tests again or going to the rigor of a selection process at a top B school, right? Now, that third kind of students who want to be entrepreneurs. Many of you, I'm sure, you want to get into entrepreneurship eventually, if not after college, right? But that third kind of students who want to be entrepreneurs, and there's always a risk associated with entrepreneurship. There are huge rewards, of course, but with great rewards come great risks. So now people who want to be entrepreneurs, you may not be certain that you might not be able to manage the uncertainty involved with uh, entrepreneurship without a plan B. You have, let's say, immediately after your college, if you start your entrepreneurial venture, and within 2 years, if it does not work out, then you are left with neither a job in your hand, and you have to start from scratch again after those 2 years. But what if you had a YLP offer in your hand, right? Even if your entrepreneurial venture did not work, you can still go back to ISB, do an MBA there, learn more on entrepreneurship, maybe take 2 years of work experience in an organization, and then come back and start your entrepreneurial venture again, right? You have a plan B in that case, and you can pursue your entrepreneurial venture with much more certainty and with a plan B. Now, talking about the third kind of students, right? The third kind of students are people, let's say, who want to. I talked about the third kind of students, which are entrepreneurship. Talking about the fourth kind of students, people who want to pursue their passions. So there are a lot of you here who might be passionate about a lot of things. Let's say teaching, theater, drama, music, so on and so forth. But after your college, you may not have enough opportunities to pursue your career or build a career in those areas or field, or not have time to pursue your interest in those areas or those causes. What if you have a YLP offer in your hand in pre-final year, which says that you can have a 20 months work experience in any area, in any recognized field, in any organization. And post those 20 months, you can come and join the PGP program at the Indian School of Business, right? So what you can do is, if you're passionate about teaching, you can opt for a Teach for India Fellowship, teach underprivileged kids in government schools, build those skill sets, and then come to ISB as a much more diverse person. Or you could work in a theater group, you could work in a music company, you can have your own band, and those 2 years you can work in those areas and come to ISB as a much more diverse candidate. right? With much more better skill sets. So that's the kind of flexibility which YLP offers to candidates in pre-final year and final year, apart from the learning weekends and the tricep program, which offers immense exposure to help you make your right career moves, right? So this was about YLP. Now let me talk briefly also on the tri-uni contingent or tricep. Right, as I mentioned, TRICEP is nothing but a visit to top three universities in Asia which provide a MBA, and they are ISB, NUS, and Tsinghua University. And you get to spend 1 week at each of these universities, knowing about the MBA ecosystem in those universities, talking to current students, talking to senior LMs, talking to staff, visiting corporates. And the focus of this whole program is entrepreneurship and innovation. And the only cost for this program is the flight and travel cost to those universities. Rest is taken care of by the respective universities. And this program is not mandatory for YLP, but it is advised that if you have time on your hands, you should look at this particular program. Why is it not mandatory? Because we understand that a lot of you will be working in organizations in those 20 months, and you may not get sufficient leaves to travel for 3 weeks at a stretch. So in that case, this particular uh, thing is not mandatory for YLP candidates to join PGP, but it's advisable to be that you be a part of this particular cohort. Now, having talked about in detail about YLP, let me also touch upon the journey of a YLP applicant or an admission process. So YLP admissions is a three-stage process. In stage one, the candidates will fill the application form, which is currently online. Will capture the academics, awards, essays, and you pay the application fee of 3,000 rupees. The deadline for stage one is nearby. It's 28th of March 2021. We Most of the people who apply in stage one make it to stage two. In stage one, we look for people who the completeness of the application. The You should have completed the essays with no mistakes. You should have we look at your motivation, and most of the people who apply in stage one make it to stage two, where you need to write a GMAT or a GRE, and you will have to write two more essays. One is on your self-awareness and one is on your career vision, and you need to write a letter of evaluation or a letter of recommendation from somebody who knows you professionally at work. And the deadline for this will be 31st of August 2021. And post which we will call candidates for the interview, and the result will be declared by 15th of November 2021. Now, people who after the results are declared, we make 100 offers each to pre-final year students and 100 offers each to final year students, right? And after the offers are made, candidates have 2 weeks to accept the offer by paying a fee of 1 lakh plus GST, which is adjustable towards your fee for the PGP program. Now, after that, you just have to get 20 months of work experience, attend 2 learning weekends, at least 3 learning weekends, and you can come and join the program in 2023 if you are a final year student, and 2024 if you are a pre-final year student currently. Let's say after those 20 months, you decide that, I need more time to make a call because of various reasons, maybe family constraints, maybe I have got a offer from an organization to spend some time abroad on a project, and I want to complete that. In such cases, you can write to us and we'll extend your admission by to extend your time by 1 more year. You can take 1 more year or to decide whether you want to join the PGP program or not. And what happens in case you decide not to join eventually or want to withdraw? So in that case, we you withdraw you from the program and we refund most of the 1 lakh plus GST amount back to you. We deduct a nominal cancellation charges, and we refund the rest of the 1 lakh plus GST back to you. So this in short is the admission journey or the journey for a YLP applicant to get into the PGP program at ISB. Now, one thing I want to highlight here is that in YLP, you'll be competing with people from only your cohort. You'll be pre-final year, will be competing with pre-final year from all over the country. final year will be competing with final year from all over the country, right? And you will not be competing with people across the years. So the selection chances in YLP for PGP are much higher, and it is much less competitive than the PGP program to get to the direct through a direct entry. So I'll advise you all who are planning to do an MBA to make sure you use the flexibility offered by YLP candidates and apply for it either in pre-final year or in final year. So this was about the YLP program. The next part of my presentation is on the PGP program, for which you all who get through YLP, YLP is an entry route to the PGP program, right? So I will want to talk about that as well. But before I start talking on the PGP program, I just want to take a break here and take some questions. So anybody and who has any questions on the YLP process, the YLP components till now, you can start typing in your questions in the Q&A section. I will read them out, and you can then I'll then try to answer them. So go ahead. If you have any questions till now, type them in the Q&A section, and I will try to answer your queries right away. Okay, so people have raised hands. I suggest that please type in the chat or the Q&A, and I'll try to answer your questions there. I'll unmute you later on in the second half after we take questions there. But if there are any quick questions on YLP, please go ahead currently, and I'll be happy to answer your question. So I hope till now we are clear. YLP is a uh, entry route to the PGP program. So there's a question on fee structure and the budget for the program. So I would like to highlight here a couple of things that for YLP to have that flexibility, you would just have to pay an application fee of 3,000 rupees. And to accept the offer, you have to pay 1 lakh plus GST, which will be part of your PGP program fee. After that, in case you withdraw, then you get back most of that 1 lakh plus GST back to you, and you don't have to pursue the PGP program. But if you intend to pursue the PGP program, then the fees for the PGP program is 35.95 lakhs total, which includes your tuition fee, includes your course material, accommodation on the campus, taxes. What it does not include is your laundry and your other living expenses like food and so on and so forth, and local travel. And for this, we also offer scholarships to a lot of candidates, and we also have tie-ups with a lot of banks for educational loans. So with an ISB offer letter, you won't have to chase banks to give an education loan. Banks will be chasing you because they know that any ISB graduate usually returns back their loan within 3 to 4 years to them. So ISB graduates are much sought after by education loan by the banks. What about first year students when we have to apply for application? So first year students currently, you can apply for application in December 2021. The applications will live again in the month of December, and you can apply to YLP in December 2021 for the next year's cycle. Again, the first year students will have to apply in the next year's cycle. So there's a question by Nilima. What is the use for us from this webinar if we have any chances to apply admission? So chances are not there right now, but it always helps to start early. So you have taken a first step towards participating in the webinar. You will know more about YLP and ISB program, PGA program than any of your juniors who have not participated in this program. So you can be a part of this program next year, and you'll have a head start into the application process because you're of attending the session this year. Is there any age limit? So no, there is no age limit. There's only one criteria for people to apply in YLP, and that is that you should be either in your pre-final year or in your final year of your UG or PG programs. And in case you are in your PG program, then there should be no break between your UG and PG program. That is, you should not have worked in between your UG and PG. You should have directly gone from UG to PG, and you are be eligible to participate in the YLP program. So what kind of job experience are we talking about? So in those 20 months, uh, you will need to have a work. You can have work experience in any area. It could be your own startup. It could be your family business. It could be any NGO. It could be any organization. Only thing which is required is that it should be a full-time work experience. It should be a paid work experience. It should you not work on a volunteer basis, but you should be getting paid for your services. And third is it should not be concurrent with any of the other uh, qualifications which you possess. For example, if you're graduating in May 2021, your work experience cannot start from April 2021 because then there will be a clash. We'll count your work experience only from June 2021 onwards. So that's the work experience, and you should have a documentation trail. For example, most of the people who have a work experience will have a payslip and an appointment letter, right? People who work in startups will have ROC documents or documents of investors or P&L balance sheet, a P&L and balance sheet. People who work in family business should have bank statements, other things. At least some documentation is required, which proves that you have worked in a particular organization. That's all we require in terms of the work experience. And now, why do we require work experience? Right? Most other B schools in the country do not uh, have a compulsory work experience requirement. But we at ISB are a global B school. And if you look at all global B schools, they follow a case-based teaching methodology, wherein you will be expected to discuss issues in the classroom based on a particular case. And it always helps there that you have worked in an organization where you understand the various dynamics of an organization, the various departments. You have worked with people in an organizational setting, in a team setting. All that is required for discussing cases in the classrooms and learning from each other. We do not follow a typical lecture-based learning model where you just come to the class, sit in the class, listen to the professor, and go back. No, it's a case-based learning methodology, and that's why we expect people to have 24 months of work experience so that you can understand the dynamics of what is being discussed in the classroom and contribute to that as well. What if we do not get any experience of 20 months? So if you do not get an experience of 20 months, you can join the program when you get the 20 months of work experience. So we will give you one more year. We'll give you 32 months to get 2 years to get those 20 months of work experience. And in case you don't get those 20 months of work experience, then you can withdraw from the program, as I mentioned earlier. What about placements and minimum package? Right. So now we are coming to the second part of the presentation where we discuss about the PGP program, how it is unique in terms of its offering, in terms of faculty, rankings, the alumni network, and of course the placements, which are very important for all of you since you are all now going to be starting your careers. So let's proceed with the second part of the presentation, wherein we'll talk about the PGP program, for which YLP is an entry route. Now, when ISB was being set up in the year 2001, we did not want to reinvent the wheel, but wanted to learn the world's best and bring the world's best practices in management education right here in the heart of India, right? And that's when we partnered with Kellogg and Wharton as our founding associate B schools. So they help us set up the processes, the systems, the campus in Hyderabad. They share the curriculum, they share the knowledge with us, and helped us become a teaching institute par excellence within a short span of time in India, right? And when we then wanted to be recognized as among the best B schools globally, we realized that top B schools or top educational institutions in the world are not just knowledge disseminators, but also knowledge creators. And that's when we partnered with London Business School and MIT Sloan School of Management, for they're the world's foremost business schools in research practice. And they helped us build our research practice at Indian School of Business. Moving on, we also partnered with the Fletcher School at Tufts University for its unmatched expertise in law and legal environment, and they helped us, in our public policy practice at Indian School of Business, which incidentally is also a specialization which we offer to our students at in the PGP. So these five alliances are our founding associate and associate B schools, and they have helped strengthen the B school over the years. Apart from these five global alliances, we also have collaborations with 53 plus other institutes for student exchange and faculty exchange, where students can go and spend a term there. Their students come and spend a term at ISB, and we also have faculty from those universities coming and teaching at Indian School of Business. Now, all our efforts in the last 2 decades towards building the institution have borne fruit, and we are now ranked very highly among all the top rankings for B schools worldwide. And if you look at FT Global MBA rankings, this is the gold standard for B school rankings worldwide currently. And in this, we are ranked number 5 in Asia, number 23 in the world, and number 3 globally in salary increase. That is incoming salary of the cohort versus the outgoing salary of the cohort. But more importantly, we are ranked as a number 1 B school or number 1 MBA program in India by FT Global MBA rankings. Right now, we are also among a select few schools who have the triple crown accreditations. Most of you will be aware of accreditations in the Indian context, like the NBA or the NAC. But at ISB, we believe in a global accreditation since we are a global B school, and we have accreditations from the top 3 accreditation agencies worldwide, and which is called the triple crown accreditation in B school parlance. So we are accredited by ACSB, which is an American body, by EQUIS, which is a European body, and by EMBA, which is an association of MBAs worldwide. And this ensures that the credentials of ISB alums are recognized worldwide. Any country you go to today in the world, and ISB credentials will be recognized at par with other B schools in those countries. Right? At ISB, we also have something very unique in terms of the faculty. We follow a portfolio-based portfolio model of visiting faculty. Now, what I mean by that is, even though we have very high quality 70 plus teaching and research faculty members on our 2 campuses at Hyderabad and Mohali, but we also have a pool of 200 plus visiting faculty members from top global B schools who come and visit ISB not just for a one-off day, but visit ISB for a complete term and teach a complete course which they teach in the respective universities. So a professor who teaches a course in London Business School teaches the same course at ISB also. Similarly, you look at the other top B schools, Carnegie Mellon, Kellogg, Berkeley, MIT, and those professors come and teach the course which they teach there to our students in Hyderabad and Mohali. So you get to learn from the world's best faculty right here in the heart of India without having to visit abroad. Now, 2 examples come to my mind in terms of faculty members. One is Mr. Edward Rogers. He's the former Chief Knowledge Officer at NASA, and he has been visiting ISU for the last 10 years, teaching a course called Managing Business Complexity. So imagine learning complexity from somebody who deals with complexity day in and day out at his job as a rocket scientist at NASA. And another example is Mr. Chris Subramaniam. He is the current Chief Economic Advisor to the Government of India, and he is a faculty member at ISB. So imagine learning finance and economics from a person who advises Government of India on financial and economic matters. So that's the kind of teaching talent we are able to bring to our students because of a unique portfolio model of visiting faculty which we follow, which is unique here in India currently. Again, we ensure that we provide our cohort a very diverse environment. You look at ISB is as of now the most diverse B school campus in India currently, in terms of whether it's male to female ratio, whether it's engineer to non-engineer ratio, in terms of the GMAT scores, in terms of GRE scores, in terms of the work experience, in terms of the diversity they bring in from the different backgrounds. So we have people who are army officers every year. We have bloggers, we have fitness freaks, we have people from the aviation industry, we have people from music industry. In fact, a former hockey captain was has done, and an Olympian has done his PG from ISB. A former Miss India was part of the cohort a couple of years back. A musician of a very popular Indian band has completed his PJP from ISB. So that's the kind of talent we bring to you, which ensures that you learn not just in classrooms from different perspectives, but you also learn outside classrooms and get inspired by people to achieve more. So, for example, if you are an engineer, you have a different perspective of looking at things, and somebody who comes from an arts background has a different perspectives. So you get to learn from each other in the B school setting and learn from each other's perspectives. Talking about the ISB network, so even though we are very young, we school just 20 years, but we have still built a formidable alumni network at par with all the other top B schools in India. We already have 11,500 plus alumni members, which is among the highest in the country currently. We have more than 50 plus alumni at CXO roles. More than 600 alumni have their own startups or family businesses, and 61% of our alums work in the prominent industry of technology, consulting, finance, e-com, and healthcare. And our alum base is now spread across 60 plus countries and 400 plus cities. Now, what is more important is that as ISB alum, your learning never stops once you graduate from ISB. You continue to learn through the ISB alum network. And ISB alum network has created 11 special interest groups across various verticals: entrepreneurship, family business, or healthcare, public policy, real estate. So if you're working in one of those areas, you can always be part of an SIG. And this SIGs organize various learning events throughout the year, almost once every month. In terms of, it could be a mentorship event, a connect event, or a workshop, or a talk by eminent industry leaders. And you keep learning from these events even after you graduate from ISB and you become an ISBL. Finally, we come to the section which all of you have been waiting for: the placements, the careers. So even though you look at ISB and you talk to people, they will tell you that ISB is a consulting or tech campus, and that's to an extent correct. If you look at any tech company or any top consulting company, you name it, and they recruit from ISB, and they recruited maximum numbers from ISB year after year, right? So uh, uh, but it's not just that we are strong in, if you are strong in consumer tech, we don't look at the other areas. We have a huge depth of companies in each vertical and in each geography. And how is it possible? It's because we have a dedicated team of 28 people working in the placement team who work out of different offices, who work out of who take care of different geographies and different verticals, and build relationships with CEOs and CHROs of those organizations, which ensures that companies come to ISB for their talent requirements year after year and pick up the best talent for their organizations. Now, in terms of statistics, if you look at, these are the statistics for placements, all exceptional statistics. I won't talk much about them. We'll go through it. But what I want to highlight is that the PGP program at ISB is known for providing its cohort a quantum shift in the careers. People come to PGP to have a quantum shift in their careers. So if you look at this Venn diagram here, 79% of the cohort last year had a functional shift. For example, if they were working in sales prior to ISB, they move to finance, or they move to marketing or operations. Around another 79% of the cohort had an industrial shift. For example, if they're working in automotive industry or a metals and mining industry, they move to banking or consulting. And around 66% of the cohort had both a finance functional shift and industry shift. So 66% of 890 students had changed their careers drastically and moved to a different orbit altogether because of the placement at Indian School of Business. So that's the kind of placements we are able to provide to a cohort year after year. Now, to end this presentation, I'll want to show you the campus life at ISB. We have two campuses, one at Hyderabad, one at Mohali, and we follow a philosophy called one school, two campuses, which means that we ensure that we provide our candidates across the two campuses with a consistent academic experience and a consistent student experience. So you don't apply to ISB Hyderabad or ISB Mohali, you apply to ISB and give a preferred choice for a campus. Similarly, when recruiters come to recruit from ISB, they don't recruit from ISB Hyderabad or ISB Mohali. They recruit from ISB, and they're not even aware of which student is from which campus. So at times the campus placements happen in Mohali, at times in Hyderabad, and whenever they happen in one of the campuses, the students from other campus fly down to participate in the campus placements of in that particular campus. Right. So let's look at this video which highlights the life across the two campuses. The left hand side of the screen is the Hyderabad campus. The right hand side is the Mohali campus, and you can see the various facilities. Some of you may not be able to hear the audio, but that's fine. We only have background music in this video, and there's no voiceover. So before I end this presentation and move on to the Q&A section of the today's session, I just want to quickly once again reiterate the YLP admission journey. There are three stages to the application process. First stage, you fill the application form, we capture academics, awards, you write an essay, and you pay the application fee. The deadline for this is 28th of March 2021. Most of you will be shortlisted for stage 2, wherein you write a GMAT or GRE test to write two more essays. First is on your self-awareness, second is on your career vision, and you submit a letter of evaluation. The deadline for this is 31st of August 2021. Now, people who get shortlisted from stage 2 to interviews will be interviewed by ISB LMs, and the results will be announced by 15th of November 2021. And we will be making 100 offers each to pre-finalist students and 100 offers to each to finalist students. And if in case you get an offer, you'll have 2 weeks to accept the offer by paying a fee of 1 lakh plus GST, post which you get 20 months of work experience, attend at least 3 learning weekends, and then you can come and join the program in 2023 if you're a finalist student, and 2024 if you're a pre-finalist student. So this is all I had to talk about in today's presentation. Uh, in case I'll now try to answer queries. In case my name is Amit Tyagi and I'm Associate Director for Admissions. Again, to remind you all, and in case I'm not able to answer any of your queries today, you can always reach out to us on this number given here, or the email address, or the Facebook or social media channels at ISB. Please scan this QR code all as well if you want to, uh, look at the application portal and ask me questions on that as well. And I'll be glad to answer queries today and uh, ensure that you have no doubts left. How about placements and minimum package? So I can tell you about placements. We have 100% placements had for the last couple of batches. The uh, median salary at ISB was 28.5 lakhs for this year, current year. For the last year, it was 26.5 lakhs for the last year cohort. Yes, so please start typing in. Admissions are taken out by UG based marks. So I'll give you a overview of the admission process as well. So at ISB, we don't look at any single parameter for your admissions at this thing. We look at a holistic profile based evaluation as the top global B schools worldwide. In this, we look at five factors. We look at your ACADS, we look at your extracurriculars, we look at your GMAT or GRE score, we look at your essays, and we look at your letter of recommendations. So these five things will become your profile score. So in case your ACADS are a bit low, you can cover up in extracurriculars or GMAT or GRE or the essays. In case your GMAT or GRE is low, you can always cover up in ACADS or the essays or the factors. The whole idea is to balance your profile. So any one factor being low does not matter as long as you can cover it up in other areas per se. How do we know whether we get selected or not, right? So it's uh, very clear. How do you know whether you get selected or not? You should look at uh, you know the various parameters. I can give you an idea of those parameters. So ACADS is something which you all know, which are your what are your ACADS like. If you have average ACADS, then you should look at your extracurriculars. Maybe if you can mention your achievements in extracurriculars. If you're working in a society, if you're a volunteer, if you are part of some activity in a college, if you're playing at particular level, all these things can be part of extracurriculars. The third thing is the GMAT or GRE score. So last year's GMAT range for the PGP program was 600 to 770. The median was 710. So if you have a GMAT score in about 670 and above, if you have decent ACADS, if you have decent uh, extracurriculars, and if you have a clarity of thought in your essays, you should be able to make it into the YLP program. This is what is the requirement for the program. Now, how you will be able to, when do you know the results? You know the results by November 15th, 2021. So, as of now, for stage one, Balasai has a question. Without GMAT GRE, can we get an admission in ISB? So, Balasai, for stage one, you do not need a GMAT and GRE. To apply to YLP stage one, GMAT and GRE is not required. You will be required to write a GMAT and GRE only after you get to stage two, right? And you have enough time of 4 or 5 months to prepare for GMAT and GRE after you get to stage two, and then submit the score. But if you have to qualify from stage two to stage three, then you have to write a GMAT or GRE, without which you will not be able to make it to the next stage. Being a first year students, do we have any benefit from this webinar? Yes, you do have a benefit in the sense that you already have the knowledge of YLP in the first year. Now, when you time comes for you to apply next year, for which we only now have around 9 months left, you will be able to better prepare for your application, and you will be able to be a better judge of where you stand in your application process for YLP next for the next year's cohort. What is the difference between doing MBA in business schools and in normal colleges? So there's a huge difference in doing a MBA in business schools worldwide. If you look, whether it's USA, Europe, Australia, or any other country, they do not have a university system. They only have a school system. You have Wharton, you have Kellogg, you have Harvard. All these are independent institutions. Same is ISB. ISB is modeled on a global model, and we are an independent business school. So if you have a choice between, let's say, a Ferrari and a Maruti, what will you choose? The same question here. Why do it from a business school and why do it from a normal university? Because the whole curriculum is different. It's a global curriculum. The faculty members are, globally experienced faculty members. The facilities, the alumni network, it's all purely at a different level altogether. So are the placements. How many members got placement this year? So this year the placements are still ongoing. We have another 1 week of placements left, and already 92% of our people are already placed. And by the time we finish this program in by April, all the students of ISB will have a job offer in hand before they even graduate. And the fee median salary for this year's placement was 28.5 lakhs. As I was mentioning, the fee structure is you don't have to pay anything for YLP. You just have to pay 1 lakh plus GST to accept the offer. What you have to pay for the PG program is when you decide to join after those 2 years. So for attending the learning weekends and attending the at TRICEP program, you don't have to pay any fee. You just have to pay the acceptance fee of 1 lakh plus GST. But when you come to the PGP program, you will have to pay an overall fee of 35.95 lakhs, which includes your tuition fee, your accommodation, your course materials, and taxes. And for this, we have scholarships in the form of merit scholarship, merit cum means scholarship, and we have a lot of other 15 to 20 scholarships offered by our corporate partners to students. You can go to our website and look at fees and financing, and you'll get a detailed insights on all the scholarships available for students as part of the cohort. And even if you're not able to secure a scholarship, merit scholarship, which are up to 100% tuition fee waivers, even if you're not able to secure that, you will not have a problem because you will be easily getting a bank loan from any financial institution based on your ISB offer letter. And it is our observation that ISB students are able to pay off their loans within 4 to 5 years after graduating in full. Does P4 pool student get selected? So I'm not able to understand the question. What do you mean by P4 school student? Please elaborate. When not getting first attempt, can we go ahead with next time? Yes, you can go ahead with next time. For people who are currently in the pre-final year, if you don't get selected this year, you can go and apply again next year, and it will be considered a fresh attempt. We don't go back and look at your last year's application as such. And for people who don't get into YLP in the final year, you can go and apply directly to the PGP as well in the next year per se. So there is no restriction on number of times you can apply. And because we know that students change their profile, students grow in their roles, grow as people over the years, and they can get better profiles over the years, and they can always apply to us again. Sure. So if there are any more questions, please type in your answers in the chat window, in the question in the chat window or the Q&A section, and I'll be very happy to. Is stage one for first years? No, stage one is for pre-final years and final years. It's currently not open for first years. You'll be eligible to join apply to stage one in the next cycle, that is that is in December. Is there separate entrance exam for ISB? No, we do not have any separate exam for ISB. You have to write either a GMAT or a GRE. That should be sufficient. Is there any direct admission process without any online application? No, there's no direct process. It's a very simple online application which you can apply to, and you can then be considered. There's no direct admission process for to ISB for any of the programs. So if there are any more questions, please feel free to type in. And if you can't think of a question now, then you can write to us on this. So is every member in ISB getting jobs with high package? So yes, ISB is a topmost B school in India, and every person who comes to ISB gets a job before they graduate from Indian School of Business. Now they get different salary packages. Some of them will get very high packages. Some of them will get median salaries. So median salary itself at ISB is 28.5 lakhs per annum this year. Now, it all depends on your previous experience, the kind of courses you take. But at ISB, compared to any other B school in India, we get among the best placements for B school uh, cohort at ISB. So, 20 months training is not what we will provide to you. 20 months is work experience which you have to do. For example, you have to, when you get a job, you have to work for 20 months and you will be paid for that job. And it's not a training which ISB will give you. It is you have to get that work experience before you come and join the BGB program. Fine. So, since there are no more questions as of now, I'll end this session today. Uh, Thank you all very much for being part of this session, taking your time out today evening to listen to the presentation on ISB, the Young Leaders Program. I'm sure many of you would be considering to apply to this program uh, for this year. And the timelines, as you're aware, is 28th of March 2021. You have 11 days now to go to fill the application and be considered for this year's admission. I thank you all, and more importantly, I thank Surya Teja for arranging this session with your college and making all the arrangements. Thank you very much, Surya. Highly appreciated. And in case you have any more queries, in case you have any more issues, reach out to me. Reach out to those numbers on the screen, or you can reach out to me directly at amit_tyagi@isb.edu, or you can also reach out to Surya, and he can guide those questions to me, and I'll be happy to answer any of your queries or help you with the application process. Wish you all the very best, and good night to all of you.